So once you know what the main structural relationship of a sentence is, the next question I often ask is, well, what's grammar then? Grammar are the rules governing the structural relationships of sentences. So they're the rules that tell us how to put different parts of a sentence into relationship. Now, here's the fundamentally important thing that I think all students should know about grammar. It's not that you must know all of the rules of grammar, because those rules change over time also. But what's important is that you realize that the way you organize a sentence produces effects. So a grammatical mistake, putting a semicolon where it doesn't belong, produces an effect because it changes the relationship between the parts of a sentence. So a semicolon performs a very particular rhetorical function by organizing two different parts of a sentence. If a semicolon is used incorrectly, then the two parts are put into different relationship than the writer thinks the two parts are being put into. In other words, the marks, for example, of the English language signal relationships between words, and using those marks correctly shows the reader that what the correct structural relationship of the sentence is. So students ask me, well, why does grammar matter? Grammar matters because bad grammar produces effects. Sometimes bad grammar makes sentences unclear, or imprecise, or confusing. Oftentimes it does. So grammatically, if there's a comma that's not being used properly, it creates confusion because I don't understand the relationship between the word that comes after the comma and the word that comes before the comma. Or the student or the writer is trying to show a relationship that isn't really there. So I understand grammar as rhetorical, and that grammatical signs, symbols, marks, grammatical efficacy has to do with producing effects as a writer. You're producing effects by managing the structural relationships of a sentence. In the next couple of videos, we're going to talk about some of the basics of English grammar in order to manage those relationships correctly and produce the kind of effects that you want.